Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this deck guide video, I'm going to take a look at Jambre's #1 legend Aggro Shaman deck, and it's looking pretty spicy with the Doom Hammers and Whack-a-Mole Hammers and everything in the deck. However, I often advise my viewers to exercise caution when looking at #1 legend decks. #1 legend decks are often built for very specific meta, and Jambre's deck has seen so much play after Jambre played with it, it became fairly popular, that there are good statistics available of the deck. And from those statistics we can see that the deck is strong against priests and token druids, and it's weak against paladins and warriors. And then it has a bunch of neutral matchups like rogue matchup, for example. Looking at Jambre's statistics, Jambre played overwhelmingly against priests with this deck. Well, when I took this to the ladder, I played overwhelmingly against paladins. That meant that I struggled to break even with this deck. So you always have to remember, any deck that you take on the ladder, whatever you happen to be facing, affects greatly the results that you can come up with. There's no real way to turn this deck into a cheaper version, you would really have to rebuild it, because the two highest performing cards in this deck are Ra's Frost Whisper and Inara Stormcrash. Ras is just phenomenal against rogues, against token druids, because it just keeps wiping those boards, especially against token druid. And Inara is very important in the slower matchups, allowing you to push much more damage in. These two cards are also the only native cards in the deck that allow you to corrupt your dunk tanks. Sure, you're fine with dunk tanks sometimes just dealing that face damage, but in matchups where you want that damage to the board as well, then you need one of these in order to corrupt the dunk tank. Or you need to discover a more expensive spell damage minion from Primordial Studies, but usually you would want to pick a cheap spell damage minion anyway. The deck doesn't have a lot of card draw, there's only Cage Match Custodian, Battlecry, Draw Weapon, and there are 3 weapons in the deck. There are 2 copies of Whack-a-Mole Hammer and 1 copy of Doom Hammer. And Whack-a-Mole Hammer out of these 2 is more important than typically. It just allows you to maintain early board control and buff up your early minions, and that can be really strong. So I found that often when Cage Match Custodian actually managed to draw the Doom Hammer, I was a little disappointed because what I needed was the Whack-a-Mole Hammer. The overall strategy of the deck is similar to most other Aggro Shamans. First you try to get some stuff on the board, and then later in the game you try to finish off with some spells. There are no native transformation effects in the deck, but you can get some devolving missiles from your Cobalt Spellkin. And if you have some spell damage and you're a little bit overloaded, then your Landslide can clear quite a few boards. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're looking for Searching Tempest and Sludge Slurper, you really want to get on the board on 1. Then you're also looking for your Cage Match Custodian to tutor those weapons for you, or if you don't have a Cage Match Custodian, you can also keep a Whack-a-Mole Hammer alongside a 1-drop, because Whack-a-Mole Hammer is really strong in the early game. Now, let's go take a look at this deck in action, and if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my Twitch where I livestream Hearthstone. They've always been about copying and polishing. Where can you use the orange essence you get from achievements? You don't do anything with it. It's the same as World of Warcraft achievements, it's just there, it doesn't actually do anything. But let's see, we're meeting a paladin. You want to go in the cage match? I don't think I do. I mean, Whack-a-Mole Hammer is not that important. Yeah, I mean, Corset it's copied from Magic. Magic has done corsets for more than a decade. But it's still a good idea. I absolutely agree. I had 66% here to draw a Whack-a-Mole Hammer, which would have been great. Doom Hammer, not useful right now. But that's the way it goes sometimes. There's that Whack-a-Mole Hammer. This one's going to the dome. Then the weaker one is going to trade, and the stronger one is going to the face.
I must have slain 100 or so.
Really? That was weird. So I want to coin, then Note Taker and Serpentine Portal that one down. First I want to hit into that, and then these go face. So first I'm hitting into that. Then I'm playing the coin, and then the Note Taker, And then the portal. And then these are going to face. Like this. So we got the overload effect, we got the buffs on the existing minions that could go face immediately. And we got the Serpent's Ray portal, not a coin, out of the Diligent Note Taker. And this is Jambre's Shaman deck. Jambre's midrange Shaman. Paladin doesn't have any Libram discounts yet. So, let's see. They could play the 4/6 Taunt. Oh, they have a Barrow. And they have the Broomstick. Yes, that was of course perfect. But I do not despair. I discover a spell here. Bloodlust or Plague of Murlocs, that's a difficult choice. But that was a difficult choice. Both had some definite upsides there. Bloodlust if I believe that I can get the board and Paladin is like out of stuff here. And Plague if I don't believe. Now they had the discounts on the Libram. Phoenix is too late. I needed a 1 or 2 cost minion that would be usable immediately. Yeah, this went poorly now. And the Phoenix can still do something later. But they could have Libram of Hope now. It's discounted by 2, so it's playable next turn. Let's set up a few minions here. Let's give these a try. Paladin could of course also have the Libram of Justice. They can't kill this off. And that means that the Libram of Wisdom is there available for me to destroy. Potentially. But now they have 4 discounts on the Librams. Now they have 5 discounts on the Librams. That is crazy. I have to do the Plague here. This is unlikely to end well for me. They have 5 discounts on Librams, so Libram of Justice is free, Libram of Hope costs 4 mana. Next turn probably has to be the Fireheart. The Phoenix will wake up and then I will have Fireheart. But if they can find a Libram of Hope at any time, they just instantly win. Libram of Justice probably also wins. Hammer of the Naru does not necessarily win. And they kind of had to do that trade so that they wouldn't give me random legendary minions. So that's a small upside. Well, now I would have double Serpent Shrine portals. That would be 10 to the face. Paladin has a 1-drop and a Pen Flinger and 1 card that I don't know about. But if I push in that 10 to the face, how am I going to kill them? What if they have a Libram of Hope? I might be able to do it with the Fireheart still. So we do this here, and then we'll see what Paladin comes up with. They need a Libram of Hope or a Libram of Justice, right? I believe they need one or the other. Hi, Barrett. Okay, gets an additional draw. Is it a Libram of Hope or a Libram of Justice? Is it? I mean, it's not guaranteed that I can beat them. Even if they don't have either of those, but the board is just so wide. 5 discounts on the Librams. Okay, that's all they've got.
Reporting for duty.
That's a nice top deck. I didn't actually need to use Fry Heart. And lo and behold, we actually take the game. Nah, not really. Let's see. You can play around some things, but you can't play around everything. That's just the way it goes. Alright. Looks like an aggro rogue. I think I have to coin the Cageman's Custodian here. That means next turn I'm only able to play Torrent or the Custodian. Well, I could do Landslide now. When they play it like this, does that mean that they have... Greyheart says that they want to use draw cards. Landslide could deny that, but it might be too early. Maybe I just need to play another Custodian and go face here. Save the Landslide for when they have more stealth minions on the board.
A cruel fate awaits you in the ashes.
Yeah, that was possible, but I thought it was not good enough for me to play around it. Or important enough for me to play around it. So here I have the ability to Whack-and-Roll Hammer into that, to turn this into a 3/3. I will take 3 damage against a very aggressive deck. Or I can Serpentine Portal that one. I believe the Serpentine Portal is acceptable here. Get another minion on this board, not take the damage, and discount the torrents for next turn. So then next turn I have like Torrent available, I have the Landslide available, multiple options. And they're going to prep the poison here. Oh, just a deadly poison. Oh! 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 That was actually pretty sweet. For me, that is. Obviously, there's still some way to go. But we'll see. This weapon can grow really, really big. But can I challenge the rogue before that happens? I have the Landslide. I don't have the torrents right now, though. Raz. Raz is interesting. How am I killing the rogue, though? It's already 5 damage from the weapon. There's also like Serpentine Portal into Landslide here. Can I afford to leave a minion up because I haven't seen the poisons yet? If I play Raz and hit this one, Rogue will have to kill the Raz and it's going to be a 4/7. Rogue goes down to 13. But it's not easy to deal 13. I mean 4, yeah. That's a tricky one. I might give it a try. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Rogue will have enough spells to kill Raz. That was surprising. Wasn't quite what I expected, of course. But still, it's an Eviscerate that didn't go to my face. So I suppose I can't be too sad about that. But how do I kill the rogue? What if they get the poison? That's 9 damage coming. If I push 4 to the face with the Doomhammer here, they go to 9. But then Inara... I don't have enough mana to do Inara and Serpentine Portal. I would need 3 turns. Landslide, Serpentine Portal, into Doomhammer, into Inara. 2 Overload is acceptable. Sort of anyway. Is it truly? I think I prefer just one overload. That means that Torrent is available to be played next turn. I might die. That can totally happen. They're looking for something like Secret Passage here. If they can find a Secret Passage, that could result in a lethal. There's still Sinister Strike left, there's still an Eviscerate left, there's still the Poisons left, there's still one Deckhand left. I also can't kill a stealth minion, so they could set up a 2-turn lethal here. And oh boy, are they drawing. Yeah. It looks likely that the Rogue is able to set up the lethal, but I didn't have a path to a... Oh boy! Yeah, they'll have the lethal next turn. So, Rogue turned 1 card into 10 cards. They just drew 10 cards this turn. They actually drew 10 cards this turn. That was tough. I suppose it will mean that I will die. I truly don't see an out. They even forgot to attack with that one, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think I have to try. That is the one card that could potentially save me. But it's not enough. I mean... Sinister Penflinger, Sinister Strike, Eviscerate. Not gonna work. Is that good against Priest? I have no idea. I mean, the Secret Passage is already nerfed. If you remember, Secret Passage originally used to draw 5 cards. There's no way for them to whiff this, right? I don't think there is. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.